Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let me ask you a question. How much is your ignorance costing you? Because make no mistake, the thing standing between where you are right now and where you want to be is not just money, not just opportunity. It's what you don't know yet. See, successful people don't stop learning. They don't just go to school, graduate, and think, I'm done. No, they understand that education is a lifelong process. So today I want to give you 4 powerful principles that will help you educate yourself every single day so you can transform your life, your business, and your bank account. Are you ready? Let's go. Many people believe that learning is about gathering as much information as possible. They read books, watch videos, attend seminars, and listen to podcasts, thinking that the more they consume, the more successful they will be. But here's the reality. Consuming information alone does not create results. Application does. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you do with what you know. The reason so many people struggle to grow in their careers, businesses, or personal lives is not because they don't have enough knowledge. It's because they don't apply the knowledge they already have. Think about it. How many people do you know who have read countless books on wealth building but still struggle financially? How many have attended sales training sessions but still can't close deals? How many have taken personal development courses but still battle with the same mindset issues year after year? The issue is not the lack of information, it's the lack of implementation. Learning with intention means approaching education with a clear goal in mind. It's not just about gathering facts, but about identifying the key takeaways that will actually move you forward and immediately putting them into practice. The problem with traditional learning is that most people treat it passively. They highlight pages in books, nod their heads in agreement with a speaker and say, that was great information, but then do nothing with it. They move on to the next book, the next video, the next seminar, without ever taking action on what they've already learned. If you want to make real progress, you must shift your focus from passive consumption to active application. Every time you learn something new, ask yourself, how can I use this today? The faster you apply what you learn, the more value it creates in your life. Knowledge that is not used quickly fades away. Studies show that within 24 hours, people forget 70% of what they learn if they don't reinforce it with action. That means that if you don't apply what you've learned immediately, you're losing most of its value. One of the biggest reasons people don't apply what they learn is fear. They're afraid of making mistakes, looking foolish, or failing. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. No one gets everything right the first time. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones who are willing to take action despite the fear of failure. They learn, they apply, they adjust, and they keep moving forward. Another major obstacle to application is perfectionism. Many people think they need to master a concept before they can implement it. They keep researching, studying, and analyzing, waiting for the perfect moment to take action. But the perfect moment never comes. Progress beats perfection every single time. Instead of waiting until you feel completely ready, take immediate action. Start before you're ready. You'll learn more by doing than you ever will by studying. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't sit there analyzing the mechanics of balance and motion. They don't read books on walking theory. They try, they fall, they get back up, and they try again, and eventually they succeed. The same principle applies to anything you want to learn in life. You learn best by doing. One of the most powerful ways to ensure you apply what you learn is to set clear action steps. Every time you gain new knowledge, immediately decide what you will do with it. Make a plan and put it on your calendar. If you read a book about negotiation, don't just think that was interesting. Choose one strategy from the book and use it in your next conversation. If you take a marketing course, don't just take notes, create a campaign using what you've learned. Another key to learning with intention is accountability. When you tell someone what you're going to do, you're far more likely to follow through. Find an accountability partner, join a mastermind group, or work with a mentor who will challenge you to take action. Surround yourself with people who are committed to growth and execution. Repetition also plays a huge role in turning knowledge into mastery. One-time application is not enough. If you learn a new skill, you must practice it repeatedly until it becomes second nature. The first time you apply something, it may feel awkward or uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the more confident and competent you become. You must also track your progress. When you apply something new, pay attention to the results. What worked? What didn't? What adjustments can you make? Reflection is just as important as action. The goal is not just to apply knowledge, but to refine and improve your approach over time. One of the best ways to accelerate learning and application is by teaching others. When you teach something, you deepen your own understanding and reinforce the habit of taking action. Find opportunities to share what you're learning with others, whether it's through mentoring, coaching, blogging, or simply discussing it with a friend. The act of teaching forces you to clarify your thoughts, structure your knowledge, and most importantly, ensure that you are actually applying what you preach. Ultimately, learning with intention is about making every piece of knowledge work for you. It's about moving from passive learning to active execution. If you make a commitment to apply something from every book you read, every course you take, and every lesson you receive, you will see massive growth in your life. The world does not reward those who know, it rewards those who do. If you want to change your life, change how you learn. Instead of passively consuming information, actively engage with it. Implement immediately. Take imperfect action. Learn from experience. Because at the end of the day, success doesn't come from what you know. It comes from what you do with what you know. Most people want success, wealth, and personal growth, but very few are willing to invest in the knowledge that will take them there. They hesitate when it comes to spending money on books, courses, mentors, and training, thinking they can figure everything out on their own. But the truth is, what you don't know is costing you far more than what you would spend on learning it. The people who achieve the highest levels of success are the ones who understand that learning is an investment, not an expense. Think about it this way. If you needed to fix a plumbing issue in your house, you could try to figure it out yourself by watching free YouTube videos and experimenting. But if you don't know what you're doing, you could make the problem worse. What started as a minor repair could turn into a major disaster, costing you more time, money, and stress in the long run. However, if you had simply invested in hiring a skilled plumber, the problem would have been solved efficiently, saving you time and avoiding costly mistakes. The same principle applies to personal and professional growth. Successful people know that they don't have all the answers. They recognize that investing in knowledge shortens the learning curve, helps them avoid costly mistakes, and accelerates their progress. When you try to learn everything on your own, you end up wasting years struggling to figure things out. But when you invest in education, mentorship, and training, you gain access to proven strategies and insights that can help you achieve in months what would otherwise take years. One of the biggest excuses people give for not investing in learning is that they don't have the money. But the reality is they don't have the money because they haven't invested in learning. It's a cycle. You cannot expect to grow financially, professionally, or personally if you are unwilling to put money into acquiring the knowledge and skills that will take you to the next level. Look at the most successful people in any industry. They all invest heavily in their education. They attend conferences, hire coaches, buy courses, and read books because they understand that what they learn today will pay them back many times over in the future. They don't see learning as a cost. They see it as a tool to increase their earning potential, improve their skills, and open up new opportunities. Many people hesitate to pay for knowledge because they've been conditioned to believe that formal education, college degrees, and traditional schooling is the only form of legitimate learning. But in today's world, most of the knowledge that creates financial and personal success is not taught in schools. The highest earners in business, sales, investing, and entrepreneurship have gained their wealth not from traditional education, but from self-directed learning, mentorship, and hands-on experience. They understand that real-world education is far more valuable than classroom education. Consider this. If you had the opportunity to sit down with a self-made millionaire and learn the exact strategies they use to build their wealth, wouldn't that be worth paying for? If someone who has mastered the art of high-ticket sales could teach you how to close deals, wouldn't that be worth an investment? Yet so many people hesitate to spend money on courses, books, or coaching, even though the return on investment is potentially life-changing. A powerful example of this is the concept of high-ticket coaching and mentorship. Many people balk at the idea of spending thousands of dollars on a coach, thinking it's too expensive, but the right coach can help you increase your income, build better habits, and achieve success faster than you ever could on your own. Imagine spending $5,000 on a business coach who teaches you how to increase your monthly revenue by $10,000. That is not a cost. That is an investment that pays for itself many times over. The same applies to personal development. Investing in books and courses that teach you how to develop a strong mindset, improve communication skills, or build confidence can lead to opportunities that dramatically change your life. Every skill you acquire increases your value, and the more valuable you become, the more you can earn. Some people think they can learn everything they need for free by watching videos or reading blog posts. While free information is valuable, it often lacks structure, depth, and personalized guidance. There is a reason why people who invest in structured learning, whether it's through paid programs or coaching, see faster results than those who try to piece together free information. When you pay for knowledge, you value it more, you take it more seriously, and you are more likely to apply it. Another important aspect of investing in learning is the power of proximity. When you pay to be in rooms with successful people, whether through masterminds, networking events, or private coaching, you gain access to relationships and opportunities that you would never have encountered otherwise. Success is often about who you know as much as what you know, and investing in learning puts you in the right circles. One of the best examples of this is the way wealthy individuals operate. They don't try to figure everything out on their own. They pay for experts, coaches, and mentors because they understand that their time is valuable. If they can spend money to gain knowledge that will save them years of trial and error, they will gladly do so. This is why successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and business leaders constantly invest in their education. They know that knowledge is the key to continuous growth. The question is, how much is your lack of knowledge costing you right now? If you don't know how to sell, how many sales are you losing every month? If you don't know how to market your business, how much revenue are you leaving on the table? If you don't know how to manage money, how much wealth are you failing to build? Every day that goes by without you learning the skills that will take you to the next level is a day that you are losing money and opportunities. So the decision is simple. You can either continue trying to figure everything out on your own, struggling for years, or you can invest in learning and accelerate your success. You can keep seeing knowledge as an expense, or you can see it for what it really is, the greatest investment you can ever make. Because when you invest in yourself, your skills, and your mindset, you will always get a return that far exceeds the money you spent. At the end of the day, the people who are willing to invest in learning are the ones who rise to the top. They are the ones who achieve financial freedom, business success, and personal fulfillment. They don't make excuses about not having the money. They find a way to invest, knowing that what they learn today will pay them for a lifetime. The people you learn from will determine the level of success you achieve. Too often, people surround themselves with the wrong influences. Friends who don't challenge them, family members who don't believe in their dreams, or colleagues who have settled for mediocrity. If you want to grow, you must be intentional about choosing the right teachers, mentors, and role models. The knowledge you gain and the mindset you develop are directly influenced by who you listen to and learn from. Many people make the mistake of taking advice from individuals who have never achieved what they desire. They listen to financial advice from people who are broke, business advice from people who have never built a company, and life advice from those who have not mastered their own. This is a dangerous habit. You must be selective about who you allow to shape your thinking and decision making. You don't just need information, you need wisdom from people who have been where you want to go. One of the fastest ways to accelerate your growth is to learn directly from people who have already succeeded in your field of interest. These individuals have already navigated the challenges you will face, and they can help you avoid costly mistakes. Instead of spending years trying to figure things out on your own, you can learn in months what would otherwise take decades. This is the power of mentorship and surrounding yourself with the right teachers. The first step in finding the right teachers is identifying what you want to achieve. Too many people take a general approach to learning, absorbing random information without a clear goal. But when you are specific about your objectives, you can find mentors who align with your vision. If you want to become a successful entrepreneur, learn from those who have built profitable businesses. If you want to master public speaking, study those who have captivated audiences. If you want to improve your financial literacy, seek out about those who have created and sustained wealth. Once you identify the right mentors, the next step is to immerse yourself in their teachings. This can take many forms: reading their books, watching their videos, attending their seminars, joining their coaching programs, or even working for them if possible. The more exposure you have to their mindset, strategies, and habits, the more you will internalize their success path. One of the most powerful ways to learn from the right teachers is through direct mentorship. Having a mentor who can provide personal guidance is invaluable. A great mentor can see things in you that you cannot see in yourself. They can challenge your limiting beliefs, refine your skills, and hold you accountable to your potential. But finding a mentor is not about asking random successful people to help you. You must bring value to the relationship. Instead of asking, "Can you mentor me?" ask, "How can I serve you?" When you provide value, mentorship often happens naturally. Another crucial aspect of surrounding yourself with the right teachers is proximity. Who you spend time with will shape your mindset, habits, and expectations. If you spend time with people who think small, doubt themselves, and settle for less, you will absorb those traits. But if you spend time with high achievers, innovators, and action takers, you'll begin to think, act, and perform at a higher level. You become like the people you surround yourself with. Proximity does not always mean direct access to a mentor. In today's digital age, you can surround yourself with the right teachers through books, courses, and online communities. Many of the most successful people in the world share their knowledge through videos, podcasts, and programs. If you cannot afford personal coaching, start by immersing yourself in their content. Read their books, watch their interviews, and apply what they teach. Over time, as you grow, you will have the ability to invest in higher levels of mentorship. The key to learning from the right teachers is not just listening, it is applying what you learn. Many people consume knowledge but never take action. They read books but never implement the strategies. They attend seminars but return to their old habits. The only way to truly benefit from great teachers is to take what they teach and put it into practice. An important lesson in choosing the right teachers is understanding that not all teachers are meant to be lifelong guides. Some mentors will be valuable for a season in your life, while others will influence you for decades. As you grow, your needs will change, and so will the people you learn from. Be open to evolving and upgrading your circle of influence. Another challenge people face is outgrowing their current environment. When you start learning from the right teachers, you may find that the people around you no longer align with your goals. Some friends and family members may discourage you, criticize your ambitions, or make you feel guilty for wanting more. This is normal. Growth often requires letting go of relationships that no longer serve your future. While you should respect everyone, you must be intentional about who you allow to influence your mindset and decisions. Surrounding yourself with the right teachers is not just about finding mentors, it's also about being in the right communities. The people you associate with daily will determine your level of success. Find groups of like-minded individuals who are striving for excellence. Join mastermind groups, networking events, and success-driven communities where you can learn, share ideas, and hold each other accountable. It is also important to recognize that learning never stops. Even the most successful individuals continue to seek guidance and mentorship. Billionaires have coaches, world-class athletes have trainers. The best performers in any field are constantly learning from others. If you ever stop learning, you stop growing. The question you must ask yourself is, who am I learning from right now? Are the people around you pushing you toward success, or are they holding you back? Are you seeking knowledge from those who have achieved what you desire, or are you taking advice from people who have not? If you want to elevate your life, elevate your teachers. The right teachers will not just give you knowledge, they will shift your mindset, challenge your limitations, and help you see what is possible. They will push you beyond your comfort zone and inspire you to take action. When you surround yourself with the right teachers, you create an environment that makes success inevitable. At the end of the day, success is not just about what you know, it is about who you learn from, who you associate with, and who challenges you to grow. If you are serious about reaching the next level, be intentional about surrounding yourself with the right teachers. the right knowledge from the right people applied in the right way will transform your life. Learning is only the first step to mastery. Many people believe that simply consuming knowledge, reading books, attending seminars, or taking courses is enough to transform their lives. But true mastery comes from teaching what you learn. When you take the information you acquire and pass it on to others, you reinforce your understanding, deepen your knowledge, and sharpen your ability to apply it. Teaching is not just about helping others. It's one of the fastest ways to accelerate your own growth. Most people think they need to be experts before they can teach, but that's a mistake. You don't have to know everything. You just need to be one step ahead of the person you're teaching. If you've learned something valuable that has improved your life, sharing it with others helps solidify that knowledge in your own mind. The act of teaching forces you to organize your thoughts, explain concepts clearly, and answer questions you may not have considered before. Teaching transforms passive learning into active learning. Many people consume information but never put it into practice. They read a book, nod their head in agreement, and move on to the next one without ever applying the lessons. But when you commit to teaching what you learn, you naturally become more engaged in the material. You listen more intently, take better notes, and seek to understand concepts at a deeper level because you know you'll have to explain them to someone else. One of the biggest benefits of teaching is that it exposes gaps in your understanding. When you try to explain something to another person, you quickly discover which parts you truly grasp and which areas need more clarity. Have you ever thought you understood something until someone asked you a question about it and you suddenly struggled to articulate the answer? That's because understanding something passively is different from mastering it. When you teach, you are forced to refine your knowledge, simplify complex ideas, and fill in the missing pieces. Teaching also enhances memory retention. Studies have shown that people remember 90% of what they teach, compared to only 10% of what they read and 50% of what they actively practice. This means that if you want to retain and apply what you learn, the best way to do so is by teaching it to someone else. Beyond improving your own knowledge, teaching positions you as an authority in your field. Many successful people have built their reputations by sharing what they know. When you teach, you demonstrate your expertise, build credibility, and attract opportunities. Whether you are a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional, becoming a teacher in your area of expertise can open doors to speaking engagements, coaching opportunities, and leadership positions. One of the most effective ways to teach is through mentorship. When you mentor someone, you reinforce your own learning while helping them grow. The mentor-mentee relationship is a two-way street. The mentee gains knowledge and guidance while the mentor strengthens their expertise and leadership skills. If you've recently learned a valuable skill or concept, find someone who could benefit from your insights and share what you know. The best mentors don't just teach. They inspire, challenge, and empower their mentees to think critically and take action. Teaching can also take many different forms. You don't need to stand in front of a classroom or give lectures to teach effectively. You can share your knowledge through blogging, social media, video content, podcasts, or even casual conversations. Writing about what you learn is one of the most powerful ways to solidify your understanding. When you write, you organize your thoughts, clarify complex ideas, and create a resource that can help others long after you've learned the material yourself. Another way to teach is through public speaking. Many people fear speaking in front of an audience, but it is one of the most effective ways to master a subject. When you deliver a presentation or workshop on a topic, you are forced to structure your ideas in a logical sequence, anticipate questions, and communicate in a way that others can understand. The more you speak about a topic, the more confident and knowledgeable you become. One of the biggest myths about teaching is that it only benefits the student. In reality, the teacher gains just as much, if not more, from the experience. Teaching enhances your leadership skills, improves your ability to articulate ideas, and strengthens your problem-solving abilities. It also deepens your emotional intelligence as you learn to understand the perspectives, struggles, and challenges of those you are teaching. Another powerful benefit of teaching is that it reinforces accountability. When you teach, you are expected to practice what you preach. If you are teaching others about leadership, you are more likely to hold yourself to a higher standard of leadership. If you are teaching about discipline, you will feel the need to demonstrate discipline in your own life. Teaching creates a sense of responsibility that pushes you to live out the principles you share with others. Teaching also creates a legacy. When you share what you know, you are not just helping one person, you are creating a ripple effect that can impact generations. Knowledge is one of the most valuable gifts you can give. When you teach someone a skill, a mindset, or a strategy, they can pass that knowledge on to others, creating a chain of growth and transformation that extends far beyond yourself. The best teachers are lifelong learners. They don't teach because they know everything. They teach because they are committed to continuous growth. The more you teach, the more you realize that there is always more to learn. This creates a cycle of learning, applying, teaching, and refining that leads to true mastery. Some of the greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and influencers in the world have built their success by sharing their knowledge. They did not wait until they were perfect to start teaching. They shared what they learned as they grew. You don't have to wait until you are an expert to start teaching. You just need to share what you know and keep learning as you go. At the end of the day, knowledge that is not shared is wasted. If you want to accelerate your learning, strengthen your expertise, and make a lasting impact, commit to teaching what you learn. When you teach, you don't just grow yourself, you empower others to grow, creating a cycle of knowledge, improvement, and transformation that benefits everyone around you. So whatever you are learning right now, find a way to teach it. Share it with a friend, write a blog post, start a YouTube channel, mentor someone, or give a presentation. The act of teaching will challenge you, refine you, and ultimately lead you to mastery, because the fastest way to truly learn something is to teach it. Listen, the world is changing fast. If you're not learning, you're losing. If you're not growing, you're dying. So make the decision today that every single day you're going to educate yourself, learn something and apply it. Invest in knowledge, get the right mentors, teach what you learn. Because the truth is, you don't just get paid for what you do, you get paid for what you know. And the more you know, the more you can grow.